All right, welcome everyone on YouTube channel of Sensoneo. My name is Peter Knaz. I'm the sales director in Sensoneo, and today I will guide you through a solution talking about automation of waste in logistics, in manufacturing, or facility management waste. Today's webinar will start with a short introduction of Sensoneo, and I'm really excited of everyone who is watching the webinar, whether you are at your homes or you are in your offices, or you are in a coffee shop working remotely, or someone on the beach. That's a better situation than mine now. So wish you all health, and hopefully you will enjoy today. And please, if you have a little bit of time, add your comment on the YouTube, like our YouTube channel, and let us know who you are. Tell us the company, or tell us which sector you are working in, whether you are a system integrator, whether you are a factory manager or facility manager, and we'll be happy for any feedback. And also, if you have any questions during the time of the webinar, please feel free to put them into the comments. Even you are watching this webinar offline, please feel free to input your comments, input your questions. I will try to, with the distance of time, reply these kind of queries, or just write us an email on our general address through our website. I will get back to you with your answers. So thanks a lot, and we'll start now. So Sensoneo is a very young and innovative company. We are working very hard to enable smart waste management solution for global markets. We started in 2014, so we have 6-7 years behind us, and we have a great team and great projects to work on during this period, which actually proved us on the market, not only by us winning many prizes in innovation, but also to really help with waste management to many companies, whether it's a collection company or it's municipality, or it would be concrete facility management. So Sensoneo, on our trip, we go through all the software development. We go through our own hardware development. We have our own hardware development team, and our hardware really top-notch quality enables our software and data to flow very continuously and without interruptions. So I can say we are one of the leaders in smart waste management solution on the market, including combination with our hardware. Our advantage is, as I mentioned, strong software, very strong hardware, which is network agnostic. We can support different kind of networks in different countries. And also our strong partner network is not only partners that actually resell our solution, but it's also system integrators, it's also telco companies, distribution partners, and other partners just like producers, manufacturers of waste bins and dumpsters. So also, if you are a partner and you would like to partner with Sensoneo and resell our solution in your particular country, please reach to us, and we'll be happy to work with you to enable our solution in your country, in your municipality, or with your clients. So company is providing different pillars of the solution. The first pillar, I would say, we call it asset management. Asset management is creating you an opportunity to actually book all your deployment of bins within the municipality or your location, which you need. We combine that with our top-notch hardware of Watchdog, which can do the proof of service by scanning the RFIDs, but you have the full asset management inside our system as well. So this is one of the pillars. Within this pillar, I would skip the waste monitoring, go to route planning directly. You can optimize the routes according to your need of the waste collection, regardless is a door-to-door collection, curbside collection, or then it would be collection on the request based on the sensor data which we provide as well. With that route planning, we enable the driver navigation. We enable inputs of your situations, feedbacks from the driver as well. Everything flows very smoothly into our data platform and integrates under one system. Waste monitoring pillar is very important and is our key pillar in our system that integrates sensors and our software to get really super efficient collection based on the demand from that bin. What's the level of the waste in the bin? What's the timing for you to go and pick it up? What's the route to go there? So combining waste monitoring and the route planning, having the driver to follow the driver navigation from bin to bin as it's planned based on the field level and the need of the pickups. Besides these three pillars, which would be kind of integrating hardware and software, we also work very hard to enable multiple systems for our customers in different segments. So it can be a system, for example, in more like industrial systems for early overflow warning, with, again, our sensor connecting to our platform. Then second one would be factory or facility waste management. That's the one we are talking about today. And then another more software-enabled products like producer responsibility system or collection point management as well. So Sensoneo creates an ecosystem of solutions where any single waste collection company, municipality, facility manager would find a piece of solution for them. So if you have any need of solving certain waste problems, just contact us and we'll be happy to help you. What enables us to be so strong? It's the need for data. So everyone who has data can make really good decisions. So not having the data means you don't know what you are doing, or you are doing something just by a guess. So Sensoneo is enabling you to have a reliable data and to make a reliable and truly good decisions with what we have. So now we come to facility or waste or factory waste management. So how do we generate the waste at the facilities or factories? There are multiple production steps which do generate different kind of waste. It can be a packaging, it can be cutting, it can be clipping, it can be taping, unpacking of materials, different protection materials. It can be waste oil or waste paint from the paint shop. It can be hordes of card boxes and polystyrene material from packaging as well in the logistics centers. So having these items properly managed and properly organized is a big problem. It's a big challenge for all the facility managers and also all the contractors that actually take care of this waste. There are a huge amount of resources actually spent by treating the waste or handling the waste as well. So where we see that problem, we can see that problem in manufacturing. We can see the problem in warehouses, office buildings, even shopping malls. Another big category would be hospitals. They deal with the dangerous waste as well, especially in these times. And full bins are always a problem, especially airports as well, train stations. But imagine a use case of manufacturing, having every single station to produce certain type of waste. That you don't want to have operator to spend time on monitoring how much waste he actually produced, or you don't want to have that person or responsible for waste collection to be running around all the time. Another one case in hospitals. After the surgery, there is a lot of contaminated waste. How about having it automated? Just by click of the button, you know that, okay, this surgery ended. There can be a facility person to come and take care of this dangerous waste as well. So the biggest challenges which we which we discuss with our clients in manufacturing or even facility management is the first thing was the delayed collection of overflowing bins. So you have a very nice flow production. You try to be Six Sigma production line without any risk of interruption, but then you have a guy running around with his small cart or small train, looking into the bins and cleaning the bins. What if he actually came there only when it's needed? So this is one of the biggest challenges in the production. Number two would be unnecessary collection of half empty bins. Again, he comes there, he's not effective if he's collecting it if it's not needed. The third one, he's taking unnecessary routes to that place, so he's wasting his resources. And the fourth one is the data, which we are talking about. How do you know which production or which site in your facility is producing how much waste and what kind of waste? What is the biggest burden in your waste collection overall, and whether you should actually take care of all the costs related to processing of the waste, or by having this data, you can come to your supplier and discuss with them that, okay, you produce too much waste for my production line. You need to change your packaging material, your protection material. You need to tackle this issue. Otherwise, I will ask you to bear those costs. You need to lower the prices, or you need to handle the waste. So to have a better quality of service, you need to use less resources, and this way it will give you much better cost structure, much better efficiency, and you'll be more optimized with your waste collection. Why we have developed all this, and I would like to mention that at the beginning, is that we have a great partner, great customer, which is in Germany, and it's a big manufacturer of industrial and automotive equipment with headquarters in the US, and we populated 2 factories with our system. Customer is very satisfied. We are having a great reference. It's working, along there all the shifts. We are seeing their data is flowing in and out very efficiently, and they are very satisfied with what we have done for them and how we tackled this problem. And we can do the same for you. We can do the same for your customers. So what kind of problems we actually tackle with our solutions? So the first one I mentioned, just-in-time waste collection. You go there when you need to go there. And then automated route scheduling. You don't need the guy to see, okay, that bin is full and the other bin is full. The paint shop has a paint to be collected. When should I go there? How should I do that? Everything needs to be automated. And by having that automation, the person responsible for the collection of waste, no need to think. He just goes, and he goes from point to point as we arrange. And he basically has a very comfort job of following the instruction as is in the factory. We also help them to calculate the fastest route in the factory, which is very important as well. You don't want to have that truck or this small train to be collecting, to spend too much time on collecting through different areas of the production line. And the same would be if you are collecting at the airport or the big facilities or logistics centers. You need to know your floor plan, you need to know where to go, and the software will automate everything for you. The other thing is that we tackled the reporting of the fullness twice. We want to confirm the situation when the collection person or service is requested to do collection, and then after he actually collects it, whether the data is matching. Having a very sufficient way to do that just by a single click is very, very clean and neat solution which we have created. The second and the other one would be gathering feedback while on the route. This is very important because during the collection of the waste, there are some regulations within the production facility. There are some situations that can happen. All those need to be reported. For example, if the certain bin is inaccessible, or if there is a contamination in a recycling bin, that needs to be registered, because that treatment of the waste would need to be done differently. Or the bin is broken, needs to go for service, or even the notification that, okay, I got reported a full bin, but it's not actually full. And what's the reason? Maybe something went wrong, or someone did something wrong, So these are the things that can be actually reported from our system into our platform directly. Accumulating so much data, we can actually analyze the data per bin, per route, and per driver in our management reports. And we can also feed the live update and notification if there are some unexpected events. So something happens on the production line, some logic needs to change, we can modify it, something that needs to be adjusted as well. Those are the things that are very important throughout the process in manufacturing or facility management. The big thing for quality managers, and that's the biggest headache as well for every quality manager in certain facility or factory, is the 5S implementation. Everything needs to be sorted, arranged, neat, and there are processes which it can be a book about 5S, but having a solution like this is actually solving really big portion of maintaining the cleanliness in the factory. So this is very important also for really quality managers that go deep into the 5S implementation. And we don't want to make it a burden. We are not. This system needs to be as simple as possible and as fast implemented as possible. So we can have it up and running in just 7 working days after we know all the rules and all the hardware is delivered to the factory. So this is our approach, and we tackled the solution as you can see it now here. So we have very, very simple system composed of just few models or modules. The first one is the hardware. You need to get a notification of whether the bin is full or not. You can tackle this problem with hardware manually, so having a kind of click button. The person in the assembly line or the person in the hospital just clicks the button, and the notification will come to the service people that, okay, this bin needs to be collected. The notification comes into our platform, and our platform processes it. So in the case of button, it's always 100%. So we assume that they only press it once the bin is full. Of course, validation afterwards can strengthen the training to the people, and so that they will follow the instructions as it is. The second way, and the most clean way, is to not having any human involvement on the definition of whether those bins are full or not by deploying Sensoneo sensors. So we can use Sensoneo ultrasonic sensors to feedback the data to our platform to arrange the collection live within the system. So automated route planning is activated right when there is a reported bin into our system. So we may set a rule that, for example, the vehicle or the collection person can handle up to 2 or 3 bins. So in a groups of 2 or 3 bins, the collection is being executed. So based on the logic, as customer would pre-select, we will define this logic into the system, and automated routes are created. And this is the target. We want to create a number of tasks which enable just-in-time collection. You don't want to wait 2 hours, or you cannot wait 3 hours for that to be collected. The operator would have nowhere to place his excess waste. So let's talk about smart buttons and smart sensors a little bit. So we have a smart button which can give you manual fullness notification. Again, it can be deployed on different kind of networks. So we can work primarily on Sigfox, or we can select a LoRa one, or we can select NB-IoT one. So depending on the connectivity available within the facility, we can adjust the hardware. We can work with the hardware that would enable this kind of functionality. And another way is to use ultrasonic sensors that will provide you not only a fill level, but it can also give you a notification when the bin is emptied. So every time the bin is emptied, through the data and another ultrasonic measurement, we can get that confirmation. With the bins that are being, let's say, tilted onto the trucks, we can also recognize the tilt or the movement of the bin with the accelerometer inside, and therefore confirm the collection by the hardware as well. So these are the hardware portions that would enable the functionality which I discussed. Of course, if you would like to get more insights and deeper dive into the hardware part, we can get to you later on offline. Please write us in a message and we can have a discussion. Okay, let's look into the system. So once there is a reported full bin in the facility, the system automatically generates the route. We, of course, need to have a certain plan of the facility and define where that vehicle or those service people can actually walk. You cannot walk in every single section of the production line or facility, so we need to predefine these routes, and also we need to predefine where are the locations of those bins. So this is how it looks in the system. The routes are defined, and they are then flowing to the driver, and the driver has a predefined route, basically turn by turn, to see how he should actually approach the collection. And once he comes to the spot, he will also see what kind of bins he has to collect. So we can input to the system different kinds of bins, different colors for different commodities. Even it can be barrels and so on. So this can be all predefined. So he actually knows what kind of equipment to take in case there is some special treatment needed. And after he comes to the spot, he also can click onto certain bin, and he defines that, okay, it was just 66% full, or it was not 100% full, or it was 100% full. So those are the data that can double confirm the system notification and the calculation. Again, the feedback can be also provided from the driver. So how the cleaning crew is working. So you can see, and I have already shown you one of the screens. It's as simple as this. It's just 3 windows. The first window, collection to-do list, where you go, and what is the order. So we usually prioritize this by the time, but also you can set that, okay, for example, paint shop needs to go and pick up excess paint every 2 hours, or excess oil in certain station every 1 week, in certain hour. So we can input all those logical requests inside, and those routes and tasks are generated to the collection person and the cleaning crew. So they will have a to-do list, and they will go task by task in the order. And then once they do the collection, they can define the fill level. So as you can see in this portion, they can define the fill level when they were collecting it. They can even take a picture of the particular bin or situation, with the bin there. So especially the most common feedback we are actually receiving from the production line, which we have implemented the system in, is the contamination of the bins. Someone has his snack and throw the garbage inside or into the paper bins, which is not allowed, and the feedback can actually then feedback to the managers and deal with this situation. All right, afterwards, the managers come to place. So what the managers would like to see? They would like to see the data. They would like to see how many times I went to this particular production assembly spot, or this particular bin in this location, It can be a huge facility, like a big, for example, power plant, or even a mall, airport. You want to know how many times those bins were collected. This actually gives you a data how much waste you collected in volume. So have you been to one place is generating you, for example, 50% more waste than the other one, then you can review that. Okay, what kind of components I'm assembling here? Maybe I need to contact my supplier to reduce the amount of waste, or do different steps to actually work towards your kind of zero waste policies. The same would be in the facility management. If you have a certain spot is generating more waste, then you can actually decide whether you should input more capacity in that area as well. Everything can be actually very nicely displayed in very simple management dashboards, which then can give a very convenient tool for decision of the management about the planning, deployment, doing some changes into the system, and actually executing those zero waste policies, which they usually do have, or even the lean manufacturing policies that are being implemented as well. All right, so 7 days from start to the end. After you receive the devices, we'll do all the setup. We upload the layout of the facility. We help you to place the bins in, define the routes or the walking pathways where the cleaning crew can go. And we can even do multi-floor selections as well if we are talking about interior facilities. But also we can work on exterior or combination of interior and exterior as well. Then apart from that, you also can define the rules. So as I mentioned, the logic of the collection, how often you need to go to pick up some dangerous waste materials, how often you go to, for example, collect glass material. If you have certain rules, we can actually automate those, and we don't need to have any hardware implemented in those locations, but you just use an automated system to actually generate the task for the cleaning crew. And then, of course, you would have irregular waste or waste that is generating out of the, some speed of the production, or like really random kind of collection. Those would actually need a sensor or a button that would enable you to get the data about the fullness level. All right, so we are almost in the end. So where we can implement these, I mentioned, the use cases are endless, and these are just some of those which we can think of. So it can be retail, it can be offices. Airports are a great example because you would have interior waste management plus exterior waste management. Within our system, we can actually combine the whole solution for you, and you can have a really efficient waste collection. And just make sure that you don't have overfilled bins. There is nothing worse than being at the airport with some snack you just finished. You have nowhere to put it in, or you don't want to touch the bin in these times because it's contaminated. You don't want to push something into the bin because it's overflown. Campus, it can be museums, galleries, and as I mentioned, hospital is a great use case because you really don't have a scheduled waste there. It's really depending on the situation in the hospital with the cases, with injuries, surgeries, etc. To make sure that with the enabling of the hardware, you actually get the software working for you, and you get that waste cleaned up, and you keep very good operational efficiency. All right, so do we have any questions? I think there are some questions here. Look at this, whether there is something like this. Maybe my colleague already replied some. Right. Have you considered to utilize your solution as a waste prevention tool? Well, waste prevention can be a good use case, actually, but we need to really understand what will be the characteristic of that environment, how we would like to implement those policies, and make sure that in certain location or certain spot the waste is not accumulating, or how to prevent someone dropping something in there. So again, we need to figure out the way to use certain type of hardware to feedback us this information, and then within the system, of course, then notice the authorities or cleaning people that, okay, something like this was happening. So please discuss with us offline. We'll be happy to explore such a use case if you have such. Okay, how do you manage guarantee network availability within the factory so the messages sent by a sensor are properly received by the platform? All right, that's a good question. We actually, as I mentioned, our devices are network agnostic. So first thing is that we will check what is the available network within that particular area. So is there NB-IoT? Or NB-IoT is not fully covered within that particular location. Okay, we need to switch to different technology. So let's explore, for example, Sigfox. Okay, we can have a simple base station, those indoor base stations, installed in the factory. We can do that ourselves, or we can bring our local partner to do that for us as well, and set it up for the whole facility. And it's very simple. And I believe that within those 7 days is no problem. This enablement is really fast. Another option is LoRa. There will be LoRa networks, or the LoRa can be even deployed again separately, similarly to Sigfox, to provide the connectivity within the area. So I think with current options, it's quite flexible. We don't want to get on any company Wi-Fi. It's not a very good solution. We don't consider it very stable, because then we are dependent on the stability of the network or Wi-Fi within that particular location. But we prefer really to work on these low power networks within the facilities. All right, so I think there was no other question. So please, if you have more questions, just post them there. We'll try to reply them, as soon as possible. If you have more detailed questions and you would like to discuss, please, send us an email, and we'll assign a salesperson to contact you right away. I would like to also give you information about our next webinar. So it will be our CEO, Martin Basila himself, to present our new solution for service monitoring device for waste trucks. So we have the full solution that actually closing the loop of our ecosystem, and it's a great solution for you to understand and talk and hear about. So please join us for this webinar. If you have no available time in that particular day, on that particular day or time, please feel free to watch it from the recording on YouTube and give us the feedback. It would be great to hear your feedback on that as well. Again, we'll be available on emails as well, or just call us if you know particular representative in Sensoneo already, or contact us on LinkedIn as well. We are happy to reply you there as well. All right, thanks a lot. I'm glad that you went with me towards the end of the presentation, and hope you liked it. Please give us a feedback how you liked our webinars. Also, you can write in the feedback in the comments. We'll be glad for that, and hopefully we'll prepare more and more of these for you, so you can understand the technology and drive the innovation together with us, and spread the information to your customers or to your facilities as well. So thanks a lot, and have a great rest of the day.